Hello, welcome to Digital Learning. I'm Connie Colosi, the Director of Media, Text, and Digital Learning. Today we're going to talk about our summer technology integration program and some exciting technologies that teachers across Pinellas County are using. I have with me today Sarah Truelson, the project coordinator for Digital Learning.
Hi, Connie.
Hey, Sarah. So tell us what happened this summer.
Oh my gosh, so much fun. We had about 136 teachers across 4 weeks who came, and we worked with them on all sorts of different technology tools, and they got to collaborate with each other to learn how to integrate digital content into their classrooms.
All right, so we have some video clips from the summer program, and the first we have talking about an exciting presentation software called Nearpod. Tell us a little bit about Nearpod.
Nearpod's an awesome little tool where teachers can actually put in their PowerPoint slides, they can put in quiz questions, they can put spots where kids can draw, and actually push it out to all of their students. So instead of them having to just look up at the screen, they actually have their own devices that they can interact with as well.
All right, let's take a look. We have a consultant with Nearpod.
Yes, Jennifer Williams, she's fabulous.
All right, let's see what she has to say.
I started using it when it first came out in about 2012, and what I found as an educator is it was all about engagement. So allowing students to engage with technology in a meaningful way, and for me as a teacher, it was transformational with instruction. The great thing about Nearpod is it applies to any device, any student, so any age would be a great thing. And in my experience, it allowed me to, when my kids, we went one-to-one with devices, and all of a sudden they were behind their screens. So for me, it allowed me to connect with them and engage them in an interactive format. A big thing right now that they just came out with is virtual reality. So I can take my students on an immersive field trip within my classroom walls. I mean, we can go anywhere. I've taken students to places like the Great Wall of China. They've gone to Washington, D.C. They can even go to Mars on a rover. So the virtual reality is a new feature that I found is fascinating with kids. Another thing that I really like is the Draw It feature. So I can embed any PDF document into my, or a photograph, into my Nearpod presentation, and they can interact with it with the Draw It feature. So they can annotate right on there. I can have them circle things. I can have them comment on there. So the Draw It feature I love too. And I would say the third thing is the assessment piece. So after any Nearpod presentation, I as a teacher am able to get a teacher report, which will give me information on all of the answers the students gave over the course of our lesson. Kids love it. They love to be able to feel empowered and feel that they're able to respond and direct the lesson. It's also great for collaboration. I think kids it's one thing they can do. They can work on one device. Like if you maybe have you don't have a class set and you maybe only have a few devices, you can have kids working together at stations or at centers, and they can work on one device with a Nearpod lesson. The kids really, what I'm seeing is they're really loving the virtual reality. They love these field trips they're able to go on to, which is one of the newer exciting features. What I found in the beginning of my presentation is I was able to, with Nearpod, we have a large group of teachers here today, so Pinellas County educators grades K through 2. And so what I was able to do with Nearpod is I was able to ascertain who has been, like what devices are they using in the classroom with the interactive feature. I was able to ask them and they gave me real-time feedback. And then I was able to get information on if they'd used Nearpod before. And I think 85% had never used it before. So this is a new tool for them. And it's a little different for them because they're K2. So I was here last week doing a session with teachers that teach older students, and so their needs are very different. So today we're looking at things they can do in the classroom with their own kids, so at the younger levels, so things with literacy and with math, but then also other things such as parent ed night. So if they're doing open house for their parents, Nearpod's a great tool for that. Things like faculty meetings, things like global collaboration like we talked about, and interacting a lot with teams. So a lot of these teachers here today work within teams at their schools, so they're going to share their libraries and have shared presentations so they can work together.
Sarah, this is an exciting tool. How are we able to provide this for our teachers?
Well, we're fortunate enough in my office to have funds through the referendum. And so we were able to purchase a license for them to use this with their students if they attended one of the camps.
All right, so as a perk for participating in the camp, not only do they get the great information, they get access to the Nearpod. Let's hear what a couple of teachers thought about their experience.
I like that you could import a PowerPoint in there, and then you could add interactive features, which I didn't know how to do in PowerPoint, but I liked that you could add polls for your kids. You could ask questions, and they could give you an answer through technology. And I really liked the feature that it would be great for like an informal assessment. So at the end of a lesson, if you were teaching a math lesson or a reading lesson, you could put up one question. You could do it true, false, multiple choice, or even explaining an answer, and you could get immediate feedback about how your kids are doing. And when you go in and you look at the graph, you can see, okay, these children have it and these kids don't. So it was great immediate feedback for the teacher about what children are learning and who else do I need to work with. And there's no intimidation factor for the children. They simply put in their answer, and then you can privately see them. If you say, hey, Sally, you look like you did a great job with that math problem, but maybe Tommy needs a little extra help.
I love Nearpod. I can absolutely see how I could use it in the classroom just to deliver my regular instruction in a more exciting and interactive way. I liked how I could combine different documents into one place, bring in web content, even have little assessment pieces mixed in for the students. So I thought it was wonderful.
I feel like I've already learned so much just in these 2 days. I have some technology knowledge in the background, but I don't feel like I was necessarily very confident, and I think I had a very limited knowledge of the great things that are out there for kids. So I feel like this training has really kind of introduced a lot of new things to me, and a lot of things that I really feel I could use in my classroom. We always say work smarter, not harder, and I feel like a lot of the training that I got here will help me to do that.
I think that it can be applied, Nearpod can be applied to so many different subject areas. It's not just math or just reading. You can use it for any content that you're teaching in any grade level. I think it can even be used to help staff meetings for adults, so students all the way up through other educators.
This was a great training. I'd recommend it to anybody, and I feel like I'm going away with tools I can use right away.
I think the first lesson going through yesterday here in the training was nice because it definitely took longer. I had questions as I went through it, but now that I've done one, I think the process will just get easier every time.
Sarah, those teachers seem to really enjoy what they worked with this summer. What if other teachers around the district wanted to have some exposure to what Nearpod can do? How could they access it?
Well, it's very easy, and it really is appropriate for teachers in grades K through 12. So any grade level or subject can use it. And all they have to do is go to the website. So I already have it up. Click on this. So all they have to do is go to nearpod.com, and it will take them to the main website where they can learn more information about it. They can actually create a free account. Super easy. They don't have to have accounts for their students, so it does make it a little bit easier tool for them to use. There's videos, there's a help desk, all sorts of information. The most fun part, if they're trying to kind of figure out how they could apply it, if you click on Explore Lessons right up on the top on the website, it will take you to a page with tons of already created Nearpod lessons. So lots of these things are things that they can just get for free that they don't have to pay for, but you can also purchase lessons too if you see something you really love. And they have information on back to school, they have things on the essentials. Digital citizenship
Wow,
is
that's so important these days.
It is, it's a big topic. And so what's nice is they've got a lesson for grades K-12 that's already fit in, and they actually have 4 of them. The other really cool thing, get you dizzy, they have these new pieces called virtual field trips.
Oh, wow.
So teachers can actually work with their students to take them to places that they've never been, and it's working with kind of the same technology that Google's using with their glasses, so they can feel like they're really in Rome or they're under the water and look all around up and down. So it's awesome. It's a cool tool. And if I scroll down, you'll notice they have lessons for math, social studies, physics, Sigmund Freud, everything that you can think of, they already kind of have built in.
And these lessons are available at no charge?
Most of them will be. If you click on the lesson, it'll tell you if it has a cost or not. And you can buy them individually. So if there was one that you love, like this one, for instance, is $2.99. So it's not that expensive. And you can actually, purchase that lesson and use it with your students if it's going to, work for what you're doing. When I click down on my link here, you'll notice I'm logged into my account right now. So if I click on my library, and they've even done updates, you can see these are lessons that I've either purchased or I had in our summer camp. We were able to purchase them for everybody, and there's even ones that I've created myself. And what's cool about it is you can have live lessons where the students are doing it with you, or you can even assign them as student paced. So if you want to send out a lesson and have the students work on it independently without you right there, you can do that as well.
Well, this is a great resource, and what's really exciting is this wasn't all they got from their Summer Integration Technology Camp. Stay with us, and when we get back, we're going to learn some more exciting technology information.